been almost a year since I've hiked in Wisconsin on any trail at all, but this is literally the perfect time to do it because the fall colors are like just past peak. So peak would have been nice, but it's still pretty beautiful. It's so weird being back here because I've camped here so many times since my first time. I mean, this is like the first place I brought my kids after I started backpacking, and brought other friends who've never backpacked before. So, I mean, by every, it's a dump is what it is. It's just a big shelter, but it really holds a lot of memories, honestly. My kids, we had a tent in here. I had a hammock hung right there. We're starting to eat dinner, made some juice drinks.
We have a big shelter. First, me and Carter, that boy and me will be sleeping in this tent. Then my dad, who is filming, he will be sleeping in that hammock. And we will have some Christmas lights for some light. And these are our backpacks. How do you turn these on? Okay.
I'm literally getting emotional, Emmett, thinking about being here. Not necessarily because like the first time I backpacked here, but just so many, I literally have so many memories here just with my kids when they were like littler. So, yeah, like when they were, I don't know, just into like littler kid things and they were excited to hang out with dad. Not that they're not, but anyway, whoo. All right, next. So being here though, you would think that for your first time backpacking that I would be telling you that the mistake for the new backpacker would be the gear. And yeah, there's a lot of mistakes that happen in gear and all that stuff. But what happens is as new backpackers get out, they watch videos like mine on YouTube, and then they'll buy their backpack, their tent, all the stuff that I tell them to buy. Then they get out there and they sleep good and all that stuff. But this one thing they forget a lot of people forget. So as an example, I can't tell you how many times I've hiked in places like this and I see guys wearing jeans as they're backpacking. And I realize that guy is going to be miserable if it rains. You got to be certain that you are wearing the right clothing while you're backpacking, and not just wearing the right clothing, but wearing the right layers. So I want to tell you exactly what I wear. And you probably have seen me in this exact outfit in tons of videos because this is like my tried and true. This is what I count on. And it's for good reason. It's not just because I want to like pose for a video or something or try to like, show off the coolest new thing. I've been wearing these pants for a very long, this is my second pair. I've been wearing this jacket for a while, this orange hoodie. There's a reason for that, and that's layering properly, and it's wearing the right clothing. There's really two different types of clothing that you should be wearing, and one you absolutely should not be wearing. The one you shouldn't be wearing is cotton. But I will say this, though. I've gone backpacking in a cotton t-shirt when I was in the Sawtooths on 2 trips ago. Was it 2 trips ago, Emmett? Yeah, 2 trips ago. I was wearing a green t-shirt. It was a cotton t-shirt because I totally forgot to pack my merino wool shirt. But the reason you don't want to wear anything cotton, typically, on a backpacking trip is because if it gets wet, and it will get wet, and it may not be raining, but it's going to be sweaty, it takes a long time to dry out. It stinks pretty bad. So you're already going to stink, but it's nice to sort of tone that down if you've got other people with you. And then also it is heavy. It can get really heavy, especially if you're wearing jeans. If it rains and you're wearing jeans, that's a big deal. The natural clothing that you'd want to wear would be something like merino wool, not like regular wool. Wool a lot of times can be itchy and scratchy, and I always get that question, Dan, if I'm wearing wool, is it going to be itchy and scratchy? Get the merino wool. It's a totally different type of wool that's not very itchy and scratchy, and what it does is it actually resists bacteria to stop that smell. But another great fabric is something man-made synthetic like polyester. So let me just show you what this is, what I'm wearing. This is like literally my tried and true. I get asked about this all the time. This is just a puffy down jacket. It's a very expensive puffy down jacket, but it is an awesome puffy down jacket. And this isn't always on me. I take this off when I hike. So it's in my backpack, and I always tell people be bold and hike cold because you're gonna get hot right away. So don't start hiking with something like this on. But this is the Mountain Hardwear Ghost Whisperer jacket. Super nice, really warm jacket. Not deep winter type stuff, but sort of the late fall would be perfect. And it's 1,000 fill down, so it's just a great jacket. This here is the Patagonia R1 hoodie, I think it's called. We'll put all these specs up on the screen. This I get asked about all the time. This is a nice mid layer that is pretty warm. It's not super warm, but it's warm enough to sort of take the bite out. And it's got this nice hood on it that I can sort of wear if it's real windy and that kind of thing. Got pockets, and it's not the lightest thing, but I can sort of keep it in my backpack when I don't want to wear it, and it's not going to have a ton of weight. Now, this next thing that I'm wearing right here, I wear all the time. This is the, and I'm not taking much off beyond this, so no worries there. But this is the Smartwool 250 quarter zip. I've had this for a really long time. I like it a lot because it is just so warm. It is thin, but it holds in a lot of heat. And because it's merino wool, it wicks the moisture away from your body, and then it dries really fast if it gets wet. And then underneath here is just another merino wool t-shirt. This is another Smartwool shirt. This is a 150, just a regular t-shirt, because I like to wear t-shirts. I'm a t-shirt guy. And again, it's the same sort of fabric as this, just a little bit thinner. And if I really get hot, I could take this off, and then I've got just a nice wool t-shirt on, a merino wool t-shirt on. Now the pants that I'm wearing, these aren't wool, these are just nylon, I think, nylon pants. These are the Mountain Hardwear AP pants. These are my favorite pants because a couple reasons. They're not super thin, but they're not real thick either. They're sort of in the middle, so they're really tough. So when I kneel in dirt, or if I'm, setting up a tent or something like that, I'm not really worried about them ripping at all. And then they're light enough weight so that if I do get in hot situations, they're not gonna like bake me. So I really like these pants a lot. They got pockets all over the place to put a lot of stuff in gear and things like that. And then the socks that I'm wearing, these are darn tough merino wool socks. I've been wearing these for years, literally years, and they're expensive socks, but they are very comfortable, and because they're merino wool, they wick that moisture away, they dry easily, they don't stink as bad. They're very form-fitting socks to your foot, so when they're on your foot nice and tight, they don't tend to move around, which can help prevent blisters, so that's really nice. And that's what I wear for layering. And the other reason you want to layer your clothes instead of just wearing like a shirt and then a big jacket is because you can regulate the temperature to no matter what the situation is. So like right now, it's a little bit chilly out. I took all that stuff off and now I'm getting a little cold. So if I want to just warm up a little bit, I can put on that orange R1 hoodie. Or if I want to get really warm, I can throw on the puffy jacket. Now, if I really get cold, I'll typically bring a rain jacket. Now, we're not backpacking right now, but I would bring a rain jacket with me to put over everything as sort of that hard shell to make the wind stop, or if it is raining, I don't have to worry about getting all my nice down clothing wet. And that's a huge mistake that brand new hikers make all the time, and they get really uncomfortable. They may have slept good, they may have the right tent, they may have a lightweight backpack, but if they're not wearing the right gear, it can really set your trip back. There's one more mistake concerning layering that I do want to talk to you about. So let's make some lunch and we will talk about it. I remember when I was shopping for that first trip, one of the biggest mistakes that I made was all I did was focus on the gear, like your backpack, your sleep system, your shelter, the stuff to keep you safe at camp and sort of on your way to camp if you're carrying your stuff in your backpack. But I totally neglected what I was wearing and I didn't know where to buy it. This video is sponsored by Backcountry. They have been sponsoring this channel for close to 3 years now. As a matter of fact, this place that we're at right now is a big reason this channel exists because it was a thing that sort of sparked everything. But Backcountry has been the biggest supporter of this channel. And if it wasn't for them, there was no way I would have been able to go full-time YouTube, not in a million years. And 95% of what I buy personally is from Backcountry. So click the links in the description below because you're not only helping support some company out there to get you the jacket and stuff like that, but you're also helping support this channel to help spread this message to get people like you who may have been nervous on your first trip. out into the backcountry for the first time. They gave me a coupon code, Becker15 for 15% off. Try it. It might help you save a couple bucks. Some exclusions do apply, but hopefully it will help make your backpacking trips and all of your journeys out into the outdoors that much more comfortable and safe. This was literally the place that started all of this, all of the Dan Becker Outdoors backpacking stuff. I came here one night and I got instantly, like, completely hooked on backpacking, and I had a miserable night's sleep. But out of all those memories, I think my most special are certainly with my kids being here. It's weird, I can almost hear their voices running around here. But let's head back to the truck, because I got one more now with Emmett. A memory with Emmett.
Bam.
Bam. See ya. Till next time. I gotta get these layers off. Oh my gosh. I'm hot. They work too well. We'll see you in the next one.